ceremony begins, I would like to ask the graduating seniors, as well as their family and friends located in the stands, to please be respectful throughout tonight's program. I'm requesting that you please refrain from blowing horns, screaming out names, or behaving in any other manner that would detract from the significance of this ceremony and prevent others from enjoying this very special event. At this point, I would request that everyone stand as the Elyria High School Band performs our national anthem, while members of the Elyria High School Junior ROTC raise our national colors. Gentlemen, you are reminded to remove your hats during the playing of the Star Spangled Banner. Join the Elyria High School Choir in the singing of the Elyria High School alma mater, which you can find on the back page of your program. Please be seated. I think we did okay. We've been practicing it just for once. What a beautiful night for graduation. Good evening and welcome to the 170th Elyria High School Commencement Ceremony celebrating the graduating class of 2018. My name is Tim Brown and it's my distinct honor to be the principal of Elyria High School. Please allow me now to introduce some of tonight's guests. To my left, our Superintendent, Dr. Thomas John. Our Board of Education members, Board President, Mr. Kevin Brubaker. Board Vice President, Ms. Annie Kastarfin. Board Member, Mr. Gregory Ellick. Board Member, Mr. Michael Gebhardt. And Board Member, Mr. James Bax. To my right, the Elyria High School Administrative Team, Associate Principal, Mr. Shane Newark. Team 1 Assistant Principal, Ms. Elsa Pezani. Team 2 Assistant Principal, Mrs. Julie Oka. Team 3 Assistant Principal, Mr. Brett Heiberger. Team 4 Assistant Principal, Ms. Jody Johnson. I'd also like to introduce our Pioneer Academy Coordinator, Mr. Vince Velasquez. Located on the track representing the Lorain County Joint Vocational School is Principal Mrs. Joe Petiti. The guidance counselor, Mr. Chris File. Representing Early College Program at the Lorain County Community College is Principal Mrs. Diane Quinn. I'd also like to acknowledge all the teachers, administrators, staff from the Elyria City Schools who are with us tonight. I ask that you please stand to be recognized. I'd also like to introduce Ms. Kaylee Bonzio, the director of the Elyria City Schools choir program at Elyria High. Mr. Aaron Puka, the director of the Elyria High School bands. And my administrative assistant, Ms. Patty Steitler. I'd also like to introduce Mr. James Wall, the business service director, and thank him along with the entire maintenance staff for the countless hours they've spent in making this year's ceremony a success. Finally, I'd like to personally thank and recognize two groups of people for their contributions to Elyria High School over the years. The first group is our 5 EHS teachers retiring at the end of the school year. Mr. David Bader, Social Studies, Mrs. Teresa Brown, Foreign Language, Mrs. Pam Christian, Language Performing Arts, Mr. David Schuster, Intervention Specialist, and Mrs. Peggy Schuster, Science. The importance you have played and the impact you have made on the lives of Elyria High School students over the course of your careers is extraordinary. Thank you so very much. Secondly, the administrative team introduced earlier will look a little different next year. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Vince Velasquez, who will be the assistant principal at Eastern Heights Middle School next year. Ms. Elsa Pezani, who's reignited her spark to teach elementary school at Oakwood. Ms. Jody Johnson, who will be the principal at Franklin Elementary School next year. And Mr. Shane Newark, who earlier this week accepted the principal's position at the Early College Program located at Lorain County Community College. I can't begin to tell you how much each of you mean to me. I've been blessed to work beside you, inspired daily by your talent and determination, and being with pride as you begin the next step in your professional careers. I love you all. Go Pioneers. I forgot to introduce Mr. Cake. He's right there in front of me. Hi, Mr. Cake. He's a scene stealer. That's what he likes to do. Every person here has an individual story, as well as their own reason for being here tonight. Whether you're here as a graduating senior, an employee, a volunteer, a proud parent, grandparent, family member, friend, or simply here as a spectator, we each have an amazing and beautiful story which is worth being told. The really cool thing about it is that each of our individual stories share tonight's ceremony as one of its special details. Our feelings tonight may vary from person to person, and as our senior class president, Julianne Dodd, reminded her classmates during their senior brunch, the path we have taken to get here is quite different and unique. With both things being said, we are still the select few that can say our stories include the very last event held at the original Ely Stadium. I can't think of a better way to close this grand old stadium than to celebrate the astonishing things our children have accomplished. The academic highlights of the graduating class of 2018 include 61 seniors are graduating with a 4.0 grade point average or higher. These students are wearing a gold tassel. This number is approximately 14% of the graduating class. Would these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Two seniors took the rigorous challenge of participating and completing the senior project. Would these two students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. 78 seniors are graduating with a 3.75 grade point average or higher and have earned the Scholastic E. These students are wearing a gold stole. Would these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. 17 seniors received their Associates of Arts degree from Lorraine County Community College even before they graduated high school. Would these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. 49 seniors received the Presidential Award for Educational Excellence. Would these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. 55 seniors will receive an honors diploma tonight. Would these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. 64 seniors are members of the National Honor Society. These students are wearing gold cords. Would these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. One senior was a member of the National Technical Honor Society. Would Olivia Coward please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. 27 seniors are enlisting into one of the armed forces to serve our great nation. These students are wearing red, white, and blue cords. Would these students please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. 278, or 60% of the seniors, received merit roll, honor roll, and/or high honor roll this school year. Would any student that received one of those three designations please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Finally, the class of 2018 has earned over $2.5 million in scholarships. Would any student receiving a scholarship please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. We're going to give them a little break. Parents, I'd like to take this opportunity to thank each of you for entrusting your child's education with us. You have graciously allowed us to be a part of your family's lives. Not only have you included us in the growth and development of your child, you've stood beside us as we've experienced a few changes of our own. 5 elementary buildings down, Cascade, Eastgate, Erie, Roosevelt, and Spring Valley, and 16 mascots retired. You may remember the Bulldogs, Eagles, Cougars, Gators, Squirrels, Cavaliers, Bears, Shooting Stars, Mustangs, Patriots, Wolves, Owls, Knights, Braves, Warriors, and A to Z animals. I guess that's why they say change is a part of life. But let's look at the bright side. You each have a keepsake from your child's first elementary school t-shirts that are now considered collector's items. Well, let's keep the celebration going and share a few more of the remarkable things your children have accomplished throughout the school year. Their gifts and talents have been on full display in so many other ways. How about the Elyria Pioneer Marching Band, which hosted its 44th annual Parade of Bands back in September, participated in Elyria's Bicentennial Parade and festivities, energized the crowd with an amazing band appreciation night on the courthouse steps just a few days ago, marched in the Memorial Day Parade, marched at Cedar Point, and reintroduced the crowd to a remarkable sound of a pep band performing at both boys and girls home basketball games. Our Strings and Orchestra program organized the first annual Winter Music Spectacular in coordination with the band and choral programs. They performed as the pit orchestra in our spring musical Oliver. They have several students earning scholarships to perform as members of the Northern Ohio Youth Orchestra, and all 12 graduating seniors are enrolled to attend college in the fall. And what about the tremendous vocal talent of our students represented in 5 choral ensembles or groups, highlighted by an a cappella choir that received 3 #1 scores from the judges at the regional choir competition, qualifying them for state choir competition in a higher division. They also served as the host site for the Ohio Music Educators Association's regional choral contest. They performed a heartfelt, uplifting rendition of Will the Circle Be Unbroken during a student-organized tribute rally following the tragic events that happened in Parkland, Florida. And the Elyria Madrigals are the specifically requested musical performers for the Celebration of Life ceremony for Franklin Principal Lisa Lick, taking place later this week. Would any senior that participated in band, strings, or choir during high school please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Performance and visual arts. Our students' theatrical talents were on full display in plays and musicals throughout the year, which included Arsenic and Old Lace, The Charlie Brown's Christmas, and Then They Came For Me, and Oliver. Our students were also asked to perform the act Lockdown at the State Thespian Conference, and they participated in the National Thespians Canned Food Drive. We have 12 seniors that are part of the National Thespian Honor Society, and 2 seniors that won National Thespian Scholarships. Our students' artistic abilities were on full display with numerous awards, including the Elyria Apple Fest Art Competition. We had seniors earn 2 gold keys, 20 silver keys, and over 24 honorable mentions in the National Scholastic Art Competition. 3 seniors completed the rigors of Advanced Placement, or AP Art, and 2 seniors won the People Choice Award during this year's Lorain County Art Show. Would any senior that participated as a cast member, technical crew, performing arts center team member, please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Would any student inducted into the National Thespian Honor Society or winning an art award please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Our junior ROTC program participated in over 70 events throughout the school year, including performing 25 color guards, honoring veterans on Veterans Day and for the United States Marine Corps' birthday, as well as helping the community honor our veterans at the 9/11 anniversary. The junior ROTC program competed in 3 high school drill competitions and 24 events, bringing home an impressive collection of awards. The program was formally recognized by the Sons of the American Revolution's Ohio chapter, and it hosted the school's first drill meet at Elyria High School in program's history. Finally, these students placed over 1,700 flags on the veterans' graves at Brookdale Cemetery this past Memorial Day weekend. Would any senior junior ROTC student please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Our students have the opportunity to participate and compete in 24 interscholastic athletic programs. Every student has to maintain a 2.0 or higher GPA to even be eligible to participate. I'm proud to say these students represent Elyria High School as positively on the playing field or floor as they do in the classroom and at school. Some of the team and individual highlights include a state runner-up wrestler, who also happens to be a 2-time state champion wrestler, a 7th place 4x100 meter boys state relay team in track, a a state qualifying girls relay team in track, a third place state championship cheerleading squad, our Elyria Junior Varsity Vipers that won a silver medal in basketball, a district champion softball team making it to the Sweet 16 in Division I playoffs, a senior athlete making it to the state tournament in her two respective sports, gymnastics and track and field, and a bowler with a perfect 300 game. Go Pioneers! Competed as a member of Elyria High School athletic team while in high school, please stand to be recognized. Please be seated. Finally, our students participated in more than 45 school-sponsored clubs and organizations, ranging from student council to link crew, foreign language clubs, to an anime club, to a ukulele club, just to name a few. Our Elyria High School robotics team, 11124R, even qualified to compete in the VEX Robotics World Championship this past April in Louisville, Kentucky. Finally, these amazing students involved in these groups have over 10,000 documented hours of community service. Way to go. Would any senior that participated in a club or student organization please stand to be recognized? Please be seated. Finally, we'd like to ask if any senior earned their Eagle Scout or Gold Award as a member of the Boy Scouts or Girl Scouts to please stand to be recognized. The accomplishments of the class of 2018 are nothing short of amazing. Please excuse me now as I'll turn my back to the crowd to directly address the senior class. It's working. Once upon a time, two people fell in love. Throw in a little magic, and voila, each of your stories begins. Since the day of your birth, you have been creating a masterpiece that is better than any story on the New York Times bestseller list. You've experienced various ups and downs, good times and bad, laughed until it hurts, and even shed a few tears along the way. So where does your story go from here? No one knows for sure. But I encourage you to keep your eyes open, your mind sharp, and don't be afraid to take a chance. Little could I have known that taking a chance 13 years ago to become the principal of Erie Elementary School would have me walking on the most amazing path with many of you. It has been a true blessing to have known nearly 20% of this graduating class since your days in elementary school. Now today, 450 seniors sit in front of me, bigger, stronger, braver, and wiser than they were just a few years ago. You have reached the part in your story where the setting will change. For some, it'll be to attend college. For others, it'll be to join the workforce. Several have chosen to serve the country as a member of the armed forces, while others will take a transition year to decide what's next. At times, you're going to struggle. At times, you'll find yourself frustrated and tired. At times, you'll even question the choices you make. But like any good story, you have the ability to overcome the obstacles thrown your way. Just remember, you are the Superman, Wonder Woman, Black Panther, Captain America, or Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle of your story. Embrace all of these new experiences, the good ones and the bad, as they will introduce you to phenomenal people, take you to extraordinary places, and expose you to fascinating things. In closing, to the graduating class of 2018, I want to encourage you to live the story you want for yourself, just like the song that was played for you as 10th graders, R. Kelly's I Believe I Can Fly. Each of your stories has grown wings, and you are ready to take flight because you are pioneer proud. Always remember that you are the author of your own story, and the voice you will use to tell your story is full of purpose and conviction because you are pioneer strong. And never forget that no matter where your story goes from here, you will always, always be an Elyria pioneer. From the bottom of my heart, I want to thank you for being a part of my story and for allowing all of us to be characters in your story. Thank you. Now, speaking of characters, I have the pleasure to introduce our superintendent, Dr. Tom Jama, who will address the class of 2018.
Good evening. Mr. Brown, thank you for the introduction. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the members of the Board of Education, district staff, families, and the school community for giving me the opportunity and the privilege to serve as your superintendent. The next 3 years are going to be extremely exciting in the city and across our school district with major construction taking place. As you can see to my left, the new multi-sports complex is nearing completion, and the start of the 5 new schools are approaching very soon. This is all happening because of you. You truly care about the students and this community. I thank you. Now I ask that you excuse me as I turn my back to you so I may address the senior class. Exactly 99 years ago, a young employee who was fired from his job at the Kansas City Star newspaper, the man's editor told him, and I quote to you, he lacked imagination and had no good ideas. About 130 years ago, a young impressionist painter sold a piece called The Red Vineyard. According to many historians, that was the only painting he sold in his lifetime. 70 years ago, a young inventor in Japan created an electric rice cooker that only ended up undercooking and overcooking the rice. The inventor's young company sold just 100 or so units of the failed rice cooker. About 200 years ago, there was a young animal lover who had all kinds of difficulty in school. He dropped out of medical school and then later enrolled in theological studies, only to drop out of that too. After that, he mostly just wandered the outdoors in search of animals, insects, and nature's curiosities. For the record, please, I would not recommend you doing this, unless you are actually working for the Lorain County Metro Parks. I could keep going here, but you might lose track if I don't tell you soon who these folks are. The first guy, the one who lacked imagination, that was Walt Disney. The painter who sold only one painting in his lifetime, that was Vincent van Gogh. The inventor of the wonky rice cooker, that was Akio Morita, the founder of Sony Electronics. The fella who failed in the classroom only to turn the world of nature into his classroom, that was Charles Darwin. You can see where this is going, correct? If I were to cut to the chase right now, I would simply tell you all one thing. Don't mistake the word success with the words luck or trouble-free. If you have great luck in your lifetime and you end up making a tremendous fortune, well, that's fantastic. Remember to come back and buy us lunch if you do that. But luck is not what made the founders of Sony and Disney so remarkable, and their fortunes are not the centerpiece of their story. We know their names today, and the names of their companies, or their paintings, or their theories, or their inventions, because they found it within them to rise above failure and to continue on their mission. The pursuit of their dream, they did not give up. Vincent van Gogh created an estimated 2,100 pieces of art in his lifetime, including about 860 paintings. And again, remember, he sold just one. You could search the internet for countless examples of successful people who had to overcome adversity before they found their success. Stephen King, Steve Jobs, even Colonel Sanders, the guy who created Kentucky Fried Chicken. He worked more odd jobs and had more careers than you could imagine before he tried to sell his chicken franchise at the age of 65. He was turned down more than 1,000 times. Yes, 1,000. Before someone agreed with his idea. The point here is not to celebrate those immense one-in-a-million success stories or to somehow feed into the American celebrity culture. The point is that you will, without a shadow of a doubt, face obstacles and stumbling blocks in your lifetime. And I'm not just talking to the graduates here. I'm talking to all of us. Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas, aunts, uncles, brothers, and sisters. We all face obstacles. Some days they're small, some days they're big. Some days they seem unsurmountable. But you can never, ever, ever, and I mean this, give up. The very best thing you can do in life is to learn and embrace challenges. They will shape you and strengthen your ability to persevere in the face of difficulty. The Elyria High Class of 2018 has shaped us, shaped the teachers and employees of this district. For the past dozen years, these students who attended our schools. Their greatness has shaped us. Your greatness has shaped us. I speak from experience. The students in this graduating class were freshmen in my final year as principal of the Elyria High School before I became superintendent of this incredible, incredible school district. You are the last class of Elyria High seniors to walk the field at Ely Stadium for a commencement ceremony. You are history makers. We look forward to watching you and the great accomplishments that you are going to make. Congratulations and God bless each and every one of you.
Thank you, Dr. Jama, for your strong commitment to the Elyria City Schools. At this time, I'd like to ask senior members of the a cappella choir to move to the risers. Seniors, after you finish, please return immediately to your seats. great job, seniors, as well as the other members of the a cappella choir. It is now my pleasure to introduce Mrs. Pam Christian, who will introduce our senior class speaker.
Good evening. I'm Pam Christian. I'm the head of the Speech and Drama Department at Elyria High School. And on behalf of the Commencement Speaker Selection Committee, it is my extreme pleasure to present to you this year's speaker, Miss Diamond Brown.
Wow, guys, that pollen, come on now. Hello, like Miss Christian said, I'm Diamond Brown, and I would first just like to thank the Board of Education, all of our principals and counselors and teachers, and of course the friends and family for attending the Class of 2018 ceremony. Take a moment to think about someone close to you. A friend, mom, grandpa, your girlfriend. What are their best qualities that you admire? I can bet you thought of qualities that you wish you had or more of. We have all heard of the phrase opposites attract, talking about the ends of magnets in physics to the pure chemical matter of forming a relationship. We strive to make ourselves better and acceptable to others when in most situations we don't even know what exactly makes us. The class of 2018 is full of successful and intelligent people. That's what makes us so outstanding. But it's not our similarities in GPA and high school activities that define us. What truly brings out the gleam of my class is the ability to understand the concept of diversity. What makes our class so diverse, you may wonder? We have come to that point in life where we can understand the first steps into adult life, some sooner than others. I have always been a mature and independent person. These advantages, I believe, have helped me to use my own diversity to achieve my goals no matter how difficult the path can be. The class of 2018 has formed an alliance against all odds to fight back and empower the world to use diversity to the fullest potential. Through support, we have participated in acts of kindness and spreading positive energy. This year has been a very difficult time with the news of the Parkland shooting that shocked and horrified us. But we didn't stand for it. This class participated and even was a part of planning the walkouts. We supported fellow students in a time of need to show we will not stand to be victims. Acts like these express just how important support in the community or nation can be, no matter how different we are. From supporting the wrestling team to the drama club on opening night, our differences do not divide us, but only hold hope. Being a student in society today is frustrating and can bring about problems you never thought of. We want to have the clearest skin, the nicest body, and be a perfect role model. But what I find about my class is that we don't live up to these expectations for the sake of society. We embrace what makes us different and unique. Each of us struggle with different things, from mental illness to peer pressure, but what we don't do is give up. I strongly believe that my class embraces our setbacks to make a change, a representation of self-love and care. By respecting these things that separate us, we are sparking the fire that ignites the light of diversity. I am proud to belong to a school that no matter your race, sexuality, or political affiliation, I feel safe to grow and become a better human. That's what we are, only human. We make mistakes. We are constantly growing and changing. The only possible reason we are here today is from growth. With love and care, we will grow into a kind and respecting adult. I believe my class has demonstrated the strength and action to create a legacy. We have become one unit, a unit of support, love, and respect. We have grown through all the hardships of life and stood tall on rocky ground. We have used our own individuality to form a bigger picture that no matter how different each of us are, we are one. Finally, I would just like to end on a quote from someone I look up to very much, Lin-Manuel Miranda. He has shown me how to use my talent and differences as empowerment to build a stronger community. Having diversity is not a setback, but a step forward. My words can be summarized by his. When senseless acts of tragedy remind us that nothing here is promised, not one day, we live through times when hate and fear seem stronger. We rise and fall and light from dying embers, remembrances that hope and love last longer. And love is love is love is love, and cannot be killed or swept aside. Now fill the world with music, love, and pride. Thank you.
What a beautiful job, Diamond, and what a wonderful message. At this time, I'd like to introduce the 2018 Senior Class Officers. Our President, Julianne Dodd, Vice President, Samantha Trampush, Secretary, Caleb Lewis, and Treasurer, Amber Panic. I'd also like to extend my thanks and gratitude to these officers and their senior class advisor, Ms. Deborah Betos. You are all amazing and have done a remarkable job this school year. Each year, Elyria High School honors 2 students that have earned the highest and second highest grade point average in their class. Please stand to be recognized as I call your name. Wearing the gold medallion as class valedictorian is Jared Craigo. Wearing the silver medallion as class salutatorian is Riley Sexton. Members of the audience and of the senior class, I am asking that you withhold your applause until all diplomas are presented. Please allow for every parent, family member to hear the name of their son or daughter as it is called.
Jared Weber Craigo.
Riley Platt Sexton.
Julianne Grace Dodd.
Samantha Rose Trampush.
Caleb Jeremiah Lewis.
Amber Dawn Panic.
Andre Alexander Abarca Anderson.
Francisco Noe Lopez.
Abigail Renee Thomas.
Maxwell Perkins Bowen.
Wyatt Edward Judson.
Joshua David Breeding.
Emily Marie Heyer.
Marissa Schuyler Dielman.
Deanna Maya McKeegan.
Brianna Rain Norland.
Octavia Janae Allen Whitfield.
Erica Lee Uzak.
Haley Diane Walton.
Rocky Joseph Biancardi Jr.
Andrew Joseph Stasinski.
Michaela Ann Panko.
Thomas Donald Rothgary.
Michaela Ann Bickenheiser.
Claire Marie Brawley.
Alexa Macy Chapler.
Diamond Aaliyah Brown.
Allison Taylor Guarini.
Justin Robert Kep.
Amber Morgan Wysocki.
Lindsay Nicole Miller.
Rebecca Virginia Lynn Cubison.
Abby Marie Sears.
Courtney Danielle Gullett.
Macy Nicole Taylor.
Mona Lisa Maccabee.
April Ruth Hauser.
Olivia Morgan Coward.
Alexis Ayana Cozart.
Madeline Mary Tobias.
Lauren Olivia Sifford.
Alyssa Rose Rodriguez.
Janelle Elizabeth Chismar.
Karen Ann Marie McDonald.
Donald J. Gregory III.
Maya Christelle Todd.
Stephen Thomas Licht.
Mackenzie Jean Gray.
Loramy Rodriguez Garcia.
Madison Lynn Dickon.
Taylor Nicole Tribble.
Tylese Imari Lachelle Noble.
Emily Rose Hall.
Taylor Ashley Walker.
Alyssa Kamarie Starks.
Danielle Luke MacArthur.
Michaela Joy Smith.
Kaylin Brianne Rodriguez.
Sierra Nicole Banjoff.
Hannah Marie Leaf.
Jemiah Monet Ward.
Sarah Elizabeth Schneider.
Adam Joseph Delasanti II.
Ian Jeffrey Hamilton.
Sierra Renee Lawson.
Matthew Jacob Plum.
Janae Helena Kaylee Dickerson.
Haley Marie Meeks.
Ryan Elder Bates.
Sierra Lauren Fields.
Sienna Renee Knapp.
Taylor Michelle Lee.
Alyssa Ray Cheyenne Spooner.
Sierra Marie Damastis.
Jeffrey Vincent Lee Hallen.
Michael James Abfall.
Carter Andrew Hyde.
Shalina Sky Ahmed.
Brittany Nicole Adkins.
Jamarie Christelle Alston.
Ali Ayad Al Muqdad.
Tristan Joseph Arno.
Nico Jordan Alves.
Jessica Ann Atkinson.
Angel Charnel Arnold.
Ryan Joseph Baginski.
Maria Lizzie Margarita Avent.
Alyssa Baker.
Dakota Michael Baisden.
Devin Alexander Barbie.
Ethan Thomas Bakos.
Jasmine Marie Barnowitz.
Jeffrey Barbie.
Claire Love Barr.
London Andrew Barnes.
Louis Douglas Barty.
George Barton.
Ashley Nicole Beach.
Savannah Mariah Bauer.
Joshua Paul Arthur Benarski.
Dante Darnell Beckett.
Michael Allen Benetto.
Andrew Robert Behrens.
Trevon Emmanuel Berger.
Jacob Isaac Benton.
Christian Morel Billings.
Brandy LaShawn Benton.
Zrai Jante Bobbitt.
Callista Love Blankenship.
Chad Jacob Boggs.
Zariana Janti Bobbitt.
Nyasia Sheree Borders.
Jasia Niketa Bonds.
Kayla Louise Lula Bowens.
Albert Preston Paul Boshenville.
Michaela Elizabeth Briggs.
Kennedy Demia Brooks.
Asia Renee Brown.
Stephen Stanley Buga.
Elijah Nathaniel Burton.
Devin Matthew Burtz.
Lindsay Aaron Butler.
Kiera Rochelle Campbell.
Treasure Monique Nicole Cannon.
Zion Christopher Capers.
Kayla Marie Caraballo.
Haley Elizabeth Carpenter.
Max Nicholas Karsten.
Haley Nicole Carter.
Roman Cassius Carter.
Geraldine Ariam Castellano Rodriguez.
Jesse Mackenzie Chapman.
Tracia Umore Cintron.
Michaela Elizabeth Clark.
Madison Clayton.
Mackenzie Renee Coleman.
Stormy Brooke Coleman.
Cameron Christopher Collins.
Isaiah Joseph Kyle.
Dustin Bernard Connor.
Emily Nicole Conradi.
Zion Jaceel Korn.
Eric David Craig.
Brian Cody.
Antonia Louise Croft.
Michael Anthony Krim.
Natalie Raquel Dalton.
Shania Janae Dalton.
Aaliyah Lee Damiano.
James Arthur Dampier IV.
Deandra Dejanay Dannon.
Brandon Joseph Davis.
James Tyler Davis.
Stephen William Dawson.
Alicia Francis Dean.
Angelia Tomei Dean.
Kaylee Jessica Demian.
Sebastian Brian Del Coro.
Denver Dotson.
Hannah Mae Dillinger.
Caleb Robert Joseph Drochek Oliver.
Jarek Michael Dove.
Ashley Marie Dahl.
Isis Iman Drummond.
Sydney Malia Dicer.
Cheyenne Ibadel Dahl.
Braden David Emery.
Hannah Marie Ellis.
Charles Glenn Evans Jr.
Scotty Gerald Ethington Jr.
Michael Anthony Facemeyer.
Jesse Dakota Everson.
Chelsea Marquisha Ferris.
Elizabeth Marie Farrell.
Robert Fine.
Michael Fine.
Lane Nicole Fenn.
Jason Emery Feliciano Jr.
Caroline Ann Fisher.
Brendan Michael Fenton.
Jacob Thomas Froning.
Amir Zaire Nikia Flowers.
Janice Angelina Galarza.
Khalil Deshaun Frost.
Devin William Garner.
James Peter Gargas.
Zoe Nicole Geyer.
Jasmine Garrett.
Michaela Lynn Gilbert.
Darren Kenneth Gilbert.
Zadria Marie Glasgow Marini.
Carissa Taya Gillum.
Marco Antonio Gonzalez II.
Keyshawn Xavier Glover.
Hunter Wade Granger.
Kimberly Gordillo Galarza.
April Gabrielle Gray.
Desinique Jamara Grantham.
Ashlyn Michaela Gray.
Keon Green Jr.
Austin Allen Yale.
Brandon Michael Gerchick.
Robin Leanne Hardwick.
Gage Michael Hallman.
Stephen Charles Harris.
Heaven LaJoy Sincere Harrington.
Tyler Sean Hatcher.
Jim Harvey IV.
Sarah Jane Heckenberg.
Braden Ray Hatfield.
Marius Lamar Hernandez.
Gavin Alexander Hennigan.
Cedric Hester III.
Damarillis Hernandez Rivera.
Jeannie Marie Hicks.
Jake Hugel.
Amelia Juliette Higgins.
Alyssa Rose Higgins.
Josiah Lewis Hillwig.
Alea Renee Hill.
Rachel Janice Holland.
Evan Parker Hogan.
Jacob Thomas Honecker.
Rebecca Joyce Holland.
Owen Jeffrey Huff.
Deontay Tyree Horton.
Cameron Joseph Howes.
Martell Cortrillius Hudson. Adriana Jade Hume.
Timothy Edmund Hart.
Catherine Elizabeth Jackson.
Tyler Stephen Gerald.
Devontae Brooks Johnson.
Grace Catherine Alexandra Johnson.
Caitlin Michelle Johnson.
Kayla Marie Johnson.
Orlando Damon Nathaniel Jones.
Randall Olin Jones Jr.
Luke Ronald Casper.
Whitney Amber Keene.
Casey Jean Kelly.
Cody Scott Kendall.
Neo Kern.
Malik Edward Taiwan King.
Michaela Michelle King.
Skylar King.
Tierra Marie Kish.
Colin Michael Kabelski.
Marcus Lynn Crick.
Emily Rose Crick.
Jane Marie Larkins.
Samantha Elizabeth Lorenzi.
Damon Alexander Lawrence.
Travis John Layport.
Matthew Philip Lednick.
Heaven Marie Leininger.
Robert Paul Leininger Jr.
Pachina Lesner.
Charzelle De Avion Lewis.
Cameo Dermont Linden.
Xavier Malik Logsdon.
Riley Thomas Longstreth.
Daviel Lopez Sanchez.
John Anthony Lowry.
Jordan Deshaun Lucky Baker.
Maxwell Daniel Rich.
Taylor Marie Madlin.
Brandon Keith Magooth.
Isaiah Daniel McCooch.
Casey Don William Mann.
Benjamin Manzo.
Taylor Renee Marquez.
Danielle Marie Marsh.
Colby James Martin.
David Michael Martin.
Jalee Khalik Martin.
Jacob Alexander Martinez.
Michaela Hope Mason.
Khalil James Massey.
Brianna Marie Matheny.
Thaddeus Lamar McCall II.
Tiffany Marie Means.
Alicia Marie Miller.
Amaya Marie Miller.
Austin Cody Miller.
Cassandra K. Miller.
Taylor Sherry Miller.
Anjay Danae Milton.
Tyler Lee Mitchell.
Maria Fernanda Montes Correa.
Jalen Tyree Moore.
Hannah Lee Morgan.
Thomas Morgan.
Thomas James Morris Jr.
Andrew McKinley Mortier.
Mackenzie Rose Morton.
Velocide Mitchell Mosley.
Lacey Irene Marie Mounts.
Shelby Alexandra Mewich.
Devin Lamar Nail.
Adam Jacob Neely.
Justice Janae Nelson.
Malcolm Ramon Newsom.
Jayani Emil Nolan.
Shania Lucine Oliver.
Keith Evan Oliver.
Serena Oskins.
Nathan Allen Opal.
Luke Anthony Palos.
Jessica Starr Overton.
Taylor Latrell Marie Patton.
Quinn Xavier Harsh.
Elizabeth Francesca Marie Perez.
Jasmine Monet Pearson.
Tyler Deshawn Perryman.
Andera Christine Phillips.
Kayla Ann Marie Phillips.
Brenton Joshua Pearl.
Maya Michelle Plato.
Tristan Alexander Polderman.
James Everett Pruner.
Samuel Christian Rader.
Desmond Xavier Ragland.
David Michael Ramos Jr.
Shelby Lenora Reeser.
Ariana Alize Redmond.
Ephraim Clayton Reed.
Alexis Marie Reinhardt.
Sarah Mariah Rizzi.
Daniel Robert Reynolds.
Devin Ray Robinette.
Emily Noel Robertson.
Cassandra Ann Rodriguez.
Giancarlo Rodriguez.
Emily Amara Rosario.
Yashira Yvette Rowland.
Brianna Corinne Rucker.
Miles Christian Rosemore.
Kelsey Nicole Ryan.
Kyle Bishop Ruff.
Anna Sanchez.
Alicia Page Sanabria.
Nathan Daniel Schindler.
Jared Scott Santos.
Brandy Jean Schmidt.
Griffin Coy Schmidt.
Haley Ann Schultz.
Noah Patrick Schoberth.
Robert Scott Seiler Jr.
Alyssa Sexton Tomlin.
Gabrielle Elizabeth Shanks.
Caleb Frederick Shibley.
Matthew Saminsky.
J. Michael Simons.
Benjamin Scott Simpkins.
Michael Jeffrey Singer.
Sierra Simone Smith.
Cody James Smith.
David Alexander Smith.
Marie Louise Smith.
Sierra Ann Marie Smith.
James Tolbert Spence.
Titus Carlton Spencer.
Ashley Faith Spradlin.
Brianna Jean Sprankle.
Shane Scott Springmeyer.
Dylan J. Stearns.
Nicholas Atreyu Stefanik.
Brooklyn Nicole Strickland.
Ashley Nicole Stewart.
Alexander James Summers.
Cassandra Rose Strotterman.
David Robert Zagady.
Brandon Lee Swain.
Thomas Neil Tainer.
Zachariah Jacob Spont.
Jada Tanner.
Brianna Tina Tyree.
Carissa Ann Thomas.
Christopher Joseph Tanky Beckman.
Brian Carl Thompson Jr.
Asia Mariah Thompson.
Kristen Jean Nicole Thurman.
Khalees Saki Thornton.
Abigail Marie Travitt.
Logan Blaze Townsley.
Isaac Darnell Triplett.
James Theodore Tracy.
Zaria Nicole Turton.
Justin Tucker.
Jeremy Russell Van Warmer.
Maximilian Stanley Van Meter.
Cheyenne Lynn Vaughn. Raven Nicole Burberg.
Mike Vasey II.
Madeline Renee Vladik.
Alejandro Antonio Velasquez.
Jarrett Michael Walker.
Merrick Draven Vinson.
Kayla Marie Watkins.
Alexander Wade.
Raymond Elijah Scott Wepley.
Aisha Ward.
Cheyenne Renee White.
Philip Michael Watkins.
Imane Aquan Williams.
Jordan Wesson.
Kiera Deshae Williams.
Alyssa Michelle White.
Emily Wilson.
Alexander Kashmir Aloysius Wilbur.
Nora Catherine Wright Carroll.
Devian Andre Lee Williams.
Christian J. Yates.
Moesha Moniqua Willis. Crystal Lynn Judith Ann Wright. Tanzania Michelle Yarder.
Tonight, each of our seniors received a flower as they passed through the commencement lines. Graduates, after tonight's ceremony, please give that flower to the person that has had the most positive influence on you during your high school years. We'd also like to remind our guests and family members that are here, don't forget to check out the Elyria High School Interactive Academic Hall of Fame that you can find at elyria.touchpros.com. The class of 2018 is the first official group of Hall of Fame inductees, and the web address is listed in your program. We want to remind our seniors to pick up their diploma insert at the concession stand at the northeast end of the stadium following tonight's program. Staff will be in place to distribute diplomas for 30 minutes. The cap, the gown, and the sash are yours to keep. We'd also like to remind family and friends that are here that our last shuttle bus, returning guests to parking lot locations, will leave the stadium approximately 45 minutes after the conclusion of tonight's ceremony. That's approximately 9:15. It's been a tradition at Elyria High School to ask our senior members of the a cappella choir to sing the traditional benediction. Our EHS seniors will sing for us one last time, this time as alumni. If those students would please come forward at this time. At this time, I'd like to ask the graduates to please stand. Graduates, at this time, please move the tassel to the left side of your cap. Members of the Board of Education, Dr. Jama, faculty, staff, parents, family and friends, it is my distinct pleasure to present to you the Elyria High School Class of 2018.